Hi, I'm going to demonstrate how to configure CentOS Linux with .NET Core and SQL Server and how to develop a .NET Core app in Visual Studio and publishing to the CentOS. Okay, the estimated time is 20 minutes. Let us start. I'm going to opening a CentOS VM. It's pre-configured and it's based on minimal ISO, which means there is no user interface, just the command prompt. Let me enter my username and password, and then let just update the OS, and let me get the IP address of this one. If config is not a command, so install net tools, yes. If config, so the IP address of this one is 192.168.202.131. So let me start with that one from putty so that I can copy and paste my commands directly on putty command window. Okay, let me minimize the VMware because from now onwards I will be developing everything on putty. So the next command, so here are the steps I'm going to do today. Starting a new CentOS with minimal configuration, initial configuration, which means opening some ports for SQL and my website, and configuring .NET Core and SQL Server, creating and restoring databases, developing a new .NET Core app, deploying to CentOS, and finally hosting site as Kestrel service. Okay, we already did first three steps. The fourth one is the opening some ports for SQL Server. This is for my website port, and I'm just reloading the firewall. There's a typo here. It should be okay. And now I'm going to install Node.js. Copy and paste here. And then the next step is installing .NET Core SDK. So for that we have to add some package locations. And then just checking any updates, and then installing some packages which requires for .NET Core, and then finally the .NET SDK. So still finalizing the .NET Core SDK installation. Okay, .NET is installed. Let us check the .NET version. .NET is installed. .NET hyphen version, which means .NET is installed. The next one is installing SQL Server and configuring SQL Server. Install the repo package location and then install the SQL Server. And then the final step is configuring SQL Server. During the configuration, option 3 is for SQL Express free version. Still installing SQL. Okay, let's configure the SQL Server. So there are different versions. 3 is the Express version. Agree the license. Enter the password. Now SQL Server is configured. Now I should be able to connect the SQL Server from my SQL Server Management Studio. So no database is installed yet. Let me copy the database backup. So that's to this folder opt MSQL bin. So connect opt MSQL bin. No, sorry, it's not in them. Sorry, it's where opt MSQL data. It's where opt MSQL data, and then I have a database backup which is copied from this GitHub link. I will upload this PDF later. So now let's try to restore the database device. So the location uploaded is where opt MSQL data. Just click and then This database is imported. So now we have all the sample database up. And then next is developing a .NET Core app. Okay, I'm going to create a new ASP.NET Core web application, and it's a AngularJS. Still it is resolving its dependencies. In the meantime, let me open the Nougat package. I'm going to remove this one because this will install lots of DLLs which are not required, and I will install only the required packages. So I'm going to copy everything in one shot. Package manager console. So installing all those packages. After that, next step is creating all database models. So in the package, oops, sorry, this is wrong. We have to add a database name. So the database name is password is test1234 and database is 192.168. 192.168.202.131. So all the database models are here. Let's build one more time, and I'm going to copy few files. We already completed these steps. Let me grab my notes. So we did this. Yes, we have to add the CLI, unload project, go to edit mode and add the CLI reference for .NET, and then reload, and then install the .NET Core tools. I believe this is already. it's already installed. So I already ran this, and then I had to make some changes. The first one is updating the connection string and app settings, and changing the connection string, and then I'm going to copy some files from my previous project. So I'm going to copy all these files. I have already tested code for fetching data from database. Copy to right, and then I have some countries controller. Copy to right, so not change, and then there is the starting URL to the program.cs file, and the connection string initializing on the startup.cs file. So my files are here in the components services. I have a data service which reads from the control API controller, and my countries controller is here. Just nothing, like it retrieves all the countries with country code. That's it. And let me build this solution, and I'm just running on my Windows machine. On my database connection, it is pointing to Linux box. Okay, I can see all the country codes here. That's it. I don't have any fancy code, just a simple code. Okay, let me publish this code. Publish to a folder, create a profile, so it will be published to publish folder. And the code will be published to core sample site bin release. Still it's publishing. So it's in bin release .NET Core to publish. So this is the final output. I'm changing this folder path to core site, and I'm copying the entire core site to C, sorry, in the to Linux box home folder. It's transferred. I copied all the files here, and then cd home core site .net, and what's my DLL is core sample site.dll, core sample site.dll. So the site is currently running on this IP address. Copied that, and then loading from my Windows machine. Okay, so the site is running, and if I close that, site is not reachable. So for this we have to do Crystal configuration. Where's my notes? For Kestrel configuration we have to install we have to enable some HTTPD on Linux machine. I'm just running those commands, and then we have to create a Kestrel file called, it can be any name, but I created with core site.service, and this is my working directory, and this is the the DLL, and this is the .NET path. So I already created this one. We have to copy this to a specific folder. We have to copy this to etc systemd system folder. So let's go to the etc systemd systems folder, and then copying the core site service to that folder, and we have to enable that systemctl enable, sorry, cd, first go to that folder, systemctl enable core site service, systemctl start core site service, systemctl status core site -l to see any errors. Okay, currently site is working, and just reload this. Okay, the site is coming, the site is loaded. That's it. Thank you.